2 years ago in the Seoul Central District Court. The doors opened with the slow groan of old wood. Fluorescent lights spilled in like cold water.
Kim Jun-ho stepped through first, wrists cuffed. He moved as if the metal weighed nothing and everything at once. Face carved from winter stone. No anger, no fear, nothing. Just a man who had already left the world while his body was still walking through. He did not look at the gallery until the guards pushed him toward the defendant's chair. Then, for half a heartbeat, his eyes lifted. Akuna was waiting for him. Akuna sat ramrod straight in the front row, dressed in the blackest black Lagos tailors could sew. Her arms were folded so tightly the sleeves cut into her skin. When their gazes collided, something electric snapped across the room. Junho's expression never changed. Not a flicker, not a blink, just a void so complete it felt louder than shouting. Across the room, the judge's bench rose with ceremonial indifference. The emblem of the Republic of Korea hung behind it, unmoved by the gravity unfolding below. On the judge's desk lay the case file. It was thick. Once high, too thick for a single life. Its cover bore a sterile title and a number that... At the center of the file was a name written repeatedly. The pages did not speak of who he was when he laughed, or how he held a cup of tea, or the way he pronounced words differently after years abroad. The file did not record warmth. It recorded absence. In the gallery, Akuna sat without moving. She did not cry. She had already exhausted that language. Beside her sat Tina, her mother. Her hands rested in her lap, fingers intertwined so tightly the knuckles had gone pale. Around her, the room shifted, people adjusting in their seats, pens scratching softly, shoes brushing against the floor. None of it quite reached her. The courtroom felt distant, as if separated from her by glass. Her thoughts drifted, unanchored. She wondered, not for the first time, why she hadn't answered his last message sooner. Why she had assumed there would be another vid say something that mattered. She imagined him standing alone that morning, unaware that the world was already narrowing around him. She imagined the cold, the suddenness, the way time must have fractured in his final seconds. Regret settled in her chest, not sharp but heavy, a weight that did not move. She lifted her eyes, briefly, toward the defendant again. Kim Jun-ho did not look back. He stared ahead, expression vacant. She searched his face not for answers, but for proof of humanity. Something, anything. She found none. Now hatred could grow so complete that it erased even fear. How a man could sit so quietly after unmaking another man's entire universe. And with that realization came another, heavier still. Because somewhere in that absence, she recognized something uncomfortably familiar, a reflection, not of his crime, never that, but of a version of herself she had once worn like armor. The emotional vacancy. The way numbness masqueraded as strength. The way shutting down felt safer than feeling at all. For a fleeting, dangerous second, she understood him. Not the act, never the act, but the pain, the void, the exhaustion of carrying something too heavy for language. And for that understanding, she hated him more, because empathy felt like betrayal, because seeing herself in him felt like contamination, because no similarity, none, would ever justify her father's death. Her chest tightened. Akuna's thoughts scattered at the sound of movement.
A chair scraped softly. The courtroom reasserted itself, pulling her back from the private wreckage of memory into the present weight of law.
Court is back in session.
Seoul, they say, is a city that brings people together in unimaginable ways. But our encounter wasn't just to test us, but to break us, redefine us. My name is Akuna, and this chapter of my life is called
All is fair in love.